One of my oldest and closest friends is a guy named Richard Cantor. I hope he sees this. He is tagged here in this video. I've known Richard since I'm 19 years old. I was his camp counselor. We remain very close to this day. And he came to me some time ago and said, you really need to write a book about how you've managed to remain happily married for all these years. I've been married 45 years this past June. And I never thought twice about it, honestly. And then earlier this year, I was down in the desert with my kid brother and my wife, and I did something, and whatever it was, I don't remember at this point. I said, that's good husbandry. And it was at that moment that I realized that I had a story, an ideology about what it means to be a husband, to be married, to stay married, to have a sound domestic relationship. And so I took Richard up on it. At that moment, he had talked to me about it years ago. And again, if he sees this, he'll know he's telling the truth. So I just started to make a bunch of notes. And the first thing I said was, husbandry is love. It's luck. I'm certainly very fortunate. It's patience by everyone involved. And it's also, most importantly, commitment. And commitment to a cause. And then long before I start to make these connection videos, and again, connection has been my life, but long before I started to make all these, I realized that the cause that I was committed to in my marriage was also connection. So husbandry is love and luck and patience and a commitment to a cause. I'm sorry, I'm obviously sitting in my car. I'll close the window. And the cause for me is connection. Husbandry is really, it's about the fine line between letting go and holding on. But connection needs to remain top end. Husbandry is an art form, like pottery or carpentry. You got to practice it. And as I like to say, don't get it twisted. There's daddery, there's wifery, I'm sure, friendery, but this was particularly about husbandry and all my thoughts on it. So it goes back to, and I'm bringing it up here today, I have a lot more notes on it, I can share them, but it goes back to having this center, this intention, this reason for doing what you do, because it keeps you engaged and principally based in certain things. So when I talk about it, connection, that is, it does, one more time, sorry to belabor the point, but this is a true story about the book. There has to be an intentionality about it, and it's not always easy. But you've got to be doing it for a reason, and it has to matter. So to you, not my marriage, but whatever it is that you want to do and make last and stick and stay and so forth, is this commitment. And for me, the commitment is to the cause of connection. I want to be connected. I think connection is, without it, disconnection leads to destruction. Just look around in our communities. And of course, disconnection in marriages leads to destruction of marriages and any sorts of relationships. So I'll talk more about it. I'm obviously, again, sitting here in a parking lot, just went to visit with a dear friend of mine. And I thought, well, to make some of the comments that I've been making, I asked you to fill out a grid yesterday and figure out who people you are connected to, in theory, relatives, and then what could you talk to them about. But this husbandry is part of my core, connection. Again, 45 years married. And but the commitment to something will keep you at it. And so I'm not here one more time telling you what to do, what to be committed to, but without it, you're just going to be. And I think I put up a meme or a chalkboard the other day. But without commitment to something, without connection to something, you won't have it, and it will leave you feeling hollow, and nobody should feel hollow. We don't want to be driven apart. We want to be drawn together. So I hope this makes sense, everybody. Husbandry. Let me see if I can find myself. I don't know. Anyway, I hope this makes sense, everybody, and I'll put some more notes in the chat. Find something to connect to. Don't leave yourself out there on your own like a rolling stone. It's a difficult way to go through life. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for listening. Of course, if you ever want to connect with me, I put my email in all these chats. Be well.